Yeah. We're all Luigi Mangione.
What are you talking about? I'm Luigi Mangione.
Yeah.
Shut up.
But we're missing somebody. Who are we missing here? Yep. Smoking Fat Jay's been very busy. He had to go to New York a couple weeks ago. Something to. He was starting some defend depose thing. He wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
He said he had problems with his truck.
Yeah, he took it. He parked his fucking Cybertruck outside Trump Tower. Like we don't know what he's up to lately. He took his other truck down to New Orleans. He's just been busy. We
Yeah.
yeah. Thoughts and prayers.
It's random.
Life is about randomness, so it fits so that if we just have no format or system, what could be more human than that? Sponsor that shit.
Yeah. Thank you for that philosophical statement there, Cope.
Well, now it really does feel like live action Treasure Planet, and I know I'm missing chunks at you guys because I haven't watched it all. But I watched all the Creature Commandos, but I haven't watched all the Star Wars babies yet. Yep, yep, yep. Luigi, you lazy bitch. Second title, Luigi bringing us down. Yeah. Luigi, just do something, would you? I'm sick and tired of you talking. Would you just go do something? Yes. Yeah, go right ahead. I got like fucking dim the lights, light a candle. I got a 20-minute broken heart rant about why Creature Commandos is breaking my heart over here. But continue. Sorry. Fucking bonus points for just straight up drawing Alan Tudyk. Bonus points
Yeah,
of just like
I called that out while we were watching it. I was like, that's so
that's
good.
just Alan Tudyk. It's just Alan Tudyk. That's the best.
Yes.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, we could do our overall feelings. Let's just do because we're gonna do two sections of this. Let's do this first one. The last three episodes of Creature Commandos. What are our feelings on these last three? Because for me, it's just better if we lump the three kind of in rather than going. Because there's great moments, but there's also like stuff I did not like here and there. And my overall feeling is like I really like the first like four episodes of Creature Commandos, and I have not liked the last couple. Me personally.
I'm enjoying the getting to know each of the characters individually. It's interesting, and I'm trying to see where they're going with everybody because it seems like they're just taking each episode to develop each individual character, which is fun. So
Yeah.
you get kind of a little background on everybody. Finding out, what really happened with the Weasel, which we kind of had an idea that like he can't really be that messed up. Like there has to be something else going on, and
If he
we
was
find
that
out,
messed
oh
up,
yeah,
I would have been fine. I like had he been like, hey, time to eat kids. Like I would have been like, yeah, he's a fucking monster. Like, but yeah, it was a very James Gunn backstory. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah. We have no idea. Well, the weasel could.
yeah, no. How did he end up the way that he fucking
Yeah,
is?
yeah,
How does he function? What is he actually?
yeah.
No one fucking knows.
He might be. I have reason to believe he's three chipmunks, like stopped on top of each other, dressed up as a thing. Quite possible. That could be its backstory. Like, I, I, yeah, I guarantee you, James made his brother live action, all the noises, all the acting out of the weasel. Having said that, dude, Sean Gunn has knocked it out of the park with these two roles. Like he's done really. I IG Robot. We're still cracking jokes about. Oh boy, the line delivery of oh boy is both. I'm excited and I'm terrified at the same. It's like such the great line delivery, and it's Mark Twain had that saying, the difference between the right word, a good word, and the right word is the difference between lightning and a lightning bug. It's like, just the delivery in that fucking oh boy line is just, it's perfect. Good Lord. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. And it's been fun to watch. So what was after the weasel? What was the next episode?
I they're both for Star Wars babies and Creature Commandos. There's been some forced plot like growing. Like it's like, how many things need to go fucking wrong for those kids to blow up? And like, first off, they need to be the dumbest fucking children in the world. Like, and you got to kind of lean into it. But like, everything had to go wrong. Everything had to go wrong for that.
Mhm.
It literally was,
Have we not heard of Murphy's Law?
sure, sure, sure. It's just like sometimes when we see it all piled on each other, it's hard not to like look at that oddly. But yeah, had that guy not shown up, they were all gonna drink lead paint next. Like it's guaranteed. Like those kids were fucked from the get go. They found a monster and played with it. Like they found an open school fucking invitation to go in. Fucking they found gas lines. They're like, fuck
Glug glug
it.
glug glug glug.
And it's just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. These
Yes.
kids were not gonna make it to 18 had this not happened. So all these kids were
Wait, is it
dead.
a Zoolander origin story? Is that what
Yeah,
we
there
were
you go. Yeah.
watching?
Which is a fun. It got me a little mad about the whole thing because that's the start of this show. That's the real start of the show. Hey, World War III's coming. World War III is coming. We need to kill this bitch so that World War III, and then you send in Creature Commandos and they fuck it up every which way. It's like in some cases literally. Okay, okay. So, but that's a fun reveal. That's great motivation, and it also kind of leaves things up in the air. And I will say, when this is really good, it kind of reminds me a lot of oh God, what was the show that the other DC show that we were watching because of Jared before he went and killed the CEO of healthcare. He didn't do that. He didn't. Luigi did that. Jared, who you can find in Bakersfield, California, had nothing to do with that murder. The whole time. So, oh yeah, he's definitely been here when he said that. But Doom Patrol, it has that sort of Doom Patrol feeling where it was like, fuck it, they're just gonna do it, even though they are not qualified or are probably gonna fuck it up. And so that's been that sort of feel of this show. It's been really kind of nice because yeah. honestly, from this point on, we can just start talking about the stuff we liked in the last couple episodes. Because I'm just gonna if you guys like this storyline, go right ahead. I could not take a bigger pile of shit. I had this fucking problem. Dude, Christensen and I went and saw what was that? What was the Let's Fuck Robots? Ex Machina? Is it Ex Machina? That shit was nominated for a fucking Academy Award, for its writing. That is one of the biggest piles of shit. I was so mad watching it because it's like I think just the science fiction, the story of Frankenstein's kind of fucking important. It's just kind of a little important, just a little bit fucking important, because it changed everything about science fiction writing. And for those who don't know, you're watching that Nosferatu, which is a ripoff of fucking Dracula this weekend. You poser bitches get all Harlan Whalens on you, fucking it's the reason we have Dracula is because of Mary Shelley. Bram Stoker wrote Dracula originally as a play to put on his playhouse because he was managing a playhouse. The head actor who he wrote Dracula for read it and said, "This is a pile of monkey shit. Get out of my face, you stupid little Irish bug." He didn't know what to do with it. He mailed it off to a couple people. It circled around, and Mary Shelley read it in her later years, and she was like, "This is brilliant. I think she said, "This is the scariest thing I've read in years." And as soon as Mary Shelley said that, suddenly everybody gave a shit about Dracula. So it was like, not only did she give us Frankenstein, that motherfucker gave us a lot. And so respecting Frankenstein is something I kind of hold up. And every time I go watch anything Frankenstein, it really feels like The Hobbit, like the Hobbit movies, where I'm like, oh wow, you understand some of this and you got everything fucking wrong. If what's this asshole's name? Eric Frankenstein? Gotcha. So if the creature, which in the book was only given ever 3 names, the creature, the monster, and Adam. So those are the 3 acceptable names for the fucking creature who is never Frankenstein. But Frankenstein might have taken Frankenstein as his last name if I don't know, if the character wasn't written to the point that he hated Frankenstein. And not just that, it's too stupid to understand like his own processing of it. It's this is I find the character of Frankenstein and a little bit of the character of Bride to be so poorly written, so not understanding of the source material. It's Ex Machina all over again, where it's if he really hated, if Frankenstein just invented the monster for no reason and then invented the bride so he could have something to fuck, which is like slow clap wonderful. And then the creature runs away and then decides he hates him forever. He takes his last name? No, he wouldn't take his last name. Like, that's just bad writing. Like, it's
was he taking the last name or was he given that last name?
Like who? Because that's not in the book at all. So it's like, that's no. That's fan fiction that you're adding to this, and your stuff you're adding sucks. So it's like, if you don't understand the characters and you don't understand that world and you're gonna add them in, you gotta try. And
yeah, but what about his hubris? He created this creature. Wouldn't he not give it his own last name based on hubris alone?
So that's the thing, is what level?
It doesn't matter. We're not writing. This is not a story told from the book's version.
I got that.
It's its own version.
Yeah, but when you're using pre-designed characters from something, you should like kind of honor it. Like it's as best I would want to hope so. And you got to understand,
it doesn't necessitate that it has to.
No, you can absolutely change it. And like where James Gunn changes stuff, and he's awesome. Yondu, who is a magical space Native American with a magic bow and arrow, he fucking changes to a crazy stepdad hillbilly with a whistle arrow. It's like, and that he wind up giving us one of the best character arcs Yondu could ever fucking dream of. So like when he changes certain things, he really has it. The changing of this is just, I am not on board. I have hated all of it. All right. Yep. Absolutely. Yes. But James Gunn is the guy who came up with the arc in the movies for Rocket Raccoon, which was way better than any Rocket Raccoon shit we ever had in the comics, and his Yondu, which was better than anybody's fucking concept in the. So it's like, if this is from the
You were
comic,
hoping that he would rewrite it back to something
I
that
don't
made
know.
more sense
I just
based on the original manuscript?
well, I think having something this low quality come out, it's just like it's Tromaville all over again. You know, it's Romeo and Juliet, or Slither. It's the times when I do not care for this. Like, it's just like, for me anyhow, misses the mark completely. And I know they're building him up to be the big bad, and and we're kind of there with that, or at least assistant to the big bad. And Yeah, good lord. Yeah, yeah. All right. I like, and that was another thing. It's like I like kind of like what they're trying to do with the character. It's an interesting take, but yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he doesn't default from that at all.
yeah.
Like, you get glimpses where you think that something is there that just isn't there, because at his core, he is just a selfish human being.
Every line he has is referred back to how it makes him look good, like, which is like a hilarious
Yeah.
joke. Like that, like, again, all that's kind of fun. For me, it just does not work with these characters. But it's like I do like that concept of a character just like, yeah, no matter what happens, it's like, and then you will tell the bride what I did. It's just like, which
Because he
is
has one sole focus.
the
Like,
one
he's
solo. Yeah,
an
that's sort of,
idiot,
yeah,
so that's all he cares
yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You know, as soon as he picked up the Xbox controller, I was like, he's a bad guy. Like, isn't it kind of funny? Like that's like now a cue for like society. It's like anyone that logs in from an Xbox, like, this piece of shit. Like, it's just like it's it. And I'm right there. I play on Xbox, so I'm part of the piece of shit club. I get it, but it's like it just picking up that Xbox controller. It fucking paints a picture now.
Yeah. And then we did. Can I talk about it?
Yeah,
We did the Batman. We broke the back. We baned
yeah.
the fuck out of him. Yep.
Yeah, it's like we got the whole thing, and it was an interesting like fight, and it was fun animation style wise to see kind of like how it was to fight against Clay, like how pointless that is, like how, yeah,
But your boy, who you hate right now, name and everything to do with him,
yeah,
was very clever on how he defeated him.
yeah, yeah. It was yeah, using electricity, basic enough, you know. It was like the action scene was fine, yeah.
So I guess he's not as dumb as we thought, because
He knows how to get on a plane and murder people. He knows he knows enough to get on that fucking plane. He knows enough not to kill the pilot. Like, it's like the what it, it's hard to, yeah. It lays on the side, like, and it's just like, Which is also like him playing on his side and not giving a shit. Because again, it's not about him or the bride. So there's like no reason for him to care. Which is again, it's like
Yes, but I do like the imitation. First of all, we got to go back a little bit of Clayface in the classroom where he's talking about things and he's like, "But we forgot the most important part: lesbians." That was
yeah,
glorious. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
That was a magical moment.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Just a piece of shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And gets mad at him because he didn't tell him about him. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't tell her about
And it's
me.
just like
What happened?
Jesus. Like it's again, it's a fun like villain to sort of make. It's just like bringing in the lore and everything that kind of comes and baggage that kind of comes when you do a pre-existing property. It's like, oh my god, yeah. I could not wait for them to take his brain out fast enough. So, how did you guys overly feel about it? It's a and we go spoilers all the way through, as you all know, on this, but the hmm, yeah, 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 yeah. Well, he's partying at the end, and we see yeah, we see Batman. And it's like, hey, fucking. Sometimes that's enough storytelling. Like, we don't need a prequel. Like, oh, there's Batman. Okay. We got it. We got it. Fucking cut to the end. So I'm okay with the cutting to the end. But it was a weird backstory.
We did the fast track James Cope
Just
version
get to
of
it. Just
like,
get fucking
we're gonna
on to
see
it.
and
Like,
Batman shows up and that's how he got
yeah,
there.
yeah. Yes. It was a fun
Ooh,
character study, kind of watching them in a what do we call that? A house of ill something. I well
ill repute. Yeah.
I think now the fancy term is sex worker. We just call them sex
Yeah, but
workers.
the madam, her voice, I loved it. I was so excited because I knew exactly who it was the second I heard it because that raspy,
Yeah.
dirty voice is just
My
ugh.
first thought was fucking Venture Brothers, which is like, I used to be a smoker. Did you eat the cigarettes? Like, is always those are the two lines I will always remember, which is again, as a drink, always a shout out to Venture Brothers, but it's like, the voice, and they're like, I used to smoke, and then who is it? It's the yeah. It says, "Did you eat the cigarettes?" And I just fucking died laughing. Where it was like, yeah, some raspy voices is raspier than others.
Uh, Now that makes me think of a callback to Geeks versus Zombies. Why don't you eat your
Yeah,
cigarettes and
shut the
shut the
fuck
fuck
up.
up?
There you go. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And I guess his backstory. I mean, they Doctor Manhattan him, which was kind of nice. Just toss that bitch into the oven. But it was yeah, it was kind of like I under I guess I understand him better now, but he had a life, he lost it, a horrible accident happened to him, he lashed out, now he's in jail. Uh I guess that's enough to understand about him. But yeah, yeah. Well, Dr. Manhattan went to fucking Mars. Like, you pick a lane, man. Like, his lane was gangster. He was like, I'm gonna make my men wear face tattoos. I'm gonna make them wear face tattoos. I'm gonna go to the
And I'm gonna
dance club.
dress myself in the greatest pimp costume that's ever been pimped out.
We will have a choreographed dance when we get on the dance floor. That will be who I am now. Yeah, sure.
I'm sure that there is a behind the scenes where they acted that out to
Sure.
the nth degree. And he asked to be mocapped
Yeah.
just for this, and they were like, "It's unnecessary."
We all saw the
And he
behind
was
the
like,
scenes
"I'm gonna
making of
dance
the
it out anyways."
Peacemaker opening. We all saw the behind the scenes. We know exactly how this crew operates. So yeah.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
It's yeah.
Also, can we talk about the fact that this was rated M for what? Smoking? Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Nothing else. We did not Kalima a dude
yeah,
at
we
the
did
whorehouse.
Kalima, dude, but it's like
Yeah.
I could see the proof.
But the original caption for it was just MA for smoking. And I was like, that seems odd.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we literally have like in this we have prostitution, child murder, like we
Hmm.
have many murders, we have torture, we have yeah, abuse, we have a lot in this episode. There's a quite don't smoke, kids, don't smoke. We cannot
You can break
stress
that
that enough.
man's arm off and pull his heart right out of
Yeah,
his chest. That's cool.
yep, yeah, exactly. It could kill you. Oh man, I had a
Smoking is very bad.
Christian said I recently rewatched the Scooby Doo with fucking Little Mary Sunshine. That was wonderful. Me and Christensen were once haunted by a fucking Scooby Doo episode. It like kept showing up, and it's like we watched it like 3 times in like 2 weeks. And it was fucking. It drove us insane, and we were never the same again. After Pretty Little Mary Sunshine from the Scooby Doo at the movies. The Scooby Doo at the movies, people. Jesus. Anyway, back to this.
Back to our regularly scheduled program.
Yeah. What I actually again, it's like not to. We all love Alan Tudyk, so it's like it's not to shit so much. I his segment of this episode, which was all about him, and he was great in it. The other two segments had a lot to kind of pull stuff from, where it was. I really liked the Weasel with the Wolves. I like that he used play as a weapon, if you will, like play as a defense mechanism, and it worked. And I also like the idea that Weasel now has an option. Don't go with humans. They're going to lock you in cages. They're going to mistreat you. They don't understand you. Stay with the creatures that understand you. And he was like, for whatever reason, other than showing his stupid buggy eyes, we have no idea. He was like, fuck it. I'm going to the castle. And it was like, we got a little and we had a little flash that I thought was really cute. The little blonde girl that he loved, that was nice to him before she started drinking fucking fire out of the fire hose like a maniac. That girl kind of looks like the princess. And I kind of like that I was like, I dig what you're saying with this, and like what Weasel Weasel has motivation. Thank you. Jesus.
They look same. I want to hang out with girl who looks same.
Yeah,
Let's hang out with girl.
I have my stick. I got my friends.
I have blonde girl who looks like blonde girl that was nice to me.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. I actually was yeah, I don't know. I was actually hoping they were gonna get into a bigger conversation about the rights of sex workers at one point in this episode, which is nice. That's kind of funny when you're watching an episode. Like, I wonder if they're gonna get into the rights of sex workers. And they didn't really, but yeah, that's fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. It was the can. It was the can. So, hmm, yeah, yeah. You can only get champagne from champagne. Like, Cuban cigars only come from Cuba. It's just like you need to know where to get your imported goods.
God damn it. He's gonna hate us so much
Oh
when he
my!
comes back.
What was that? He kept saying defend, defund, depose. I don't know. He's all goofy right now.
Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
Ah. I'll go first. That's kind of the hater. I'm gonna give this like I'm giving it 3 out of 5. There's more that I like that I didn't like, but it did. Oh, then I'll give it. I'll still give it a 3 out of 6. Like it's I
Wait, is this a 3-for-1 vote or?
yeah, for the last 3 episodes we're just kind of lumped
Okay.
because I'm a drunk. Um, exactly. Like if you allow James to drink for an hour, it gets bad fast. So it's but
Is that what happened with your last Instagram
yeah,
post?
pretty much. Here's the thing: like, if you have a problem, if you have an addiction, you need to take care of it, and you need to be wise about it. All right. So, I'm being helpful. Yeah, exactly. So, now I'm gonna give this 3 out of 6. I really loved the first 4 episodes of this show, and then the last two were not as rewarding at all. So, and there was cool stuff that happened in them, and there are things I liked in them, but yeah, overall, eh. There you go.
I'm gonna go with a 4 out of 6. I'm intrigued to see what all they can pack in season finale. Because damn, they left a lot of stuff open. So yeah. So they better pack a wall up in this last episode real fucking fast.
It's a backstory. Like it's like and gives them like an arc and like a thing set up. It's just like, yeah, my life sucks. uh, yeah. Eh, and what's funny is online it seems like everybody loves the Weasel episode. Everybody is like, "Oh, that is the favorite one," and it's like, man, we just hate white supremacists too much, I guess, around the old canoodle. Because I was like, dude, GI Robots episode blew that away emotionally, and I would argue emotionally because it's actually the subtext about that is about soldiers returning home from war and can't assimilate back. And it's like, that's actually the subtext, not white supremacy. That's just the delicious goddamn icing on top of that sundae. But like, the subtext of that episode is actually very smart and kind of an important thing that I don't know, considering if we don't take care of our vets, might be something we all want to talk about. Just maybe. Anyway. Yeah, what's going forward? What do we all want to see out of? How many episodes do we have left of this? Okay.
Just the season finale. That's what I was talking about. They have to pack a lot of stuff up in one episode.
Oh, there you go. Which was also the plot to Looper. So no points for anybody. All right. First off, happens to everybody, and secondly, like it's like if that there are worse ways. Trust me, man, there are worse ways to get screwed over. So, I guess, yeah. I don't know. For me, yeah, I kind of agree with Miranda on it. Like, I want a big, and your theory sounds cool. I want you to wrap it up. Don't what was last Star Wars that ain't going forward? Ahsoka Suck. What was it? Ashoka, Shaka Shu. Yeah. What was the other one? Arclight, Star Wars, Star Wars Arclight. Fucking didn't give us all the answers, and then and then we didn't get a season 2. So don't do that, Creature Commandos. Give us wrap it up. Give us all the answers. Don't. Yeah. You know what I was thinking? Do we owe fucking all this shit to Lost? Does J.J. Abrams get to claim this? We're gonna do a series with a bunch of characters, and then we're gonna get an episode of that character. And like, since I've been watching TV for a long motherfucking time, and it's like there was a couple of those. Then Lost happened. That stupid goddamn TV show we all fucking fell in love with, Lost. And since then, every show has that where an episode is going to be dedicated to just this person, and then episode for this person, episode for this person. Hey.
So can I say that I'm lost on Lost? Because I am the one person who didn't watch any of that shit.
The first season is really good, and then it's over. It's just, and there are people that will punch me. There are people that love it. ABC. It was ABC. Yeah.
Like, I'm aware of who's in it and some things that transpired, and there's some sort of smoke monster. Like,
it's not good. I've
heard about it.
Don't worry, you didn't miss much.
Okay, but yeah, I don't know anything of it, so.
Well, my thing is just in the storytelling of it. Of that show had it had like 12 or 15 episodes the first season, and there were like 10 people on the island. The first episode is like setting everybody up, and then episode 1 is person 1, or episode 2 is this person, episode 3 is this person, and we get all their backstories, and then by the end we know all these motherfuckers, and then in a perfect world we would then have an explosive ending that has, and we didn't always get that with a lot of shows. So it's like, if we're going to keep using that sort of storytelling structure, then we need to have a good ending. We need to have a strong explosive ending that justifies that. So yeah. You know what? I would go the other direction with it. Tell everybody you only get one season. And tell like there's no more sign into 8 picture count. You have one season, and then is it good? Oh, now we lied. We want season 2. Well, now we don't have a season 2. I know. Now you got to come up with it. You know. It's yeah. I don't know. It's the dream. We'll get there someday. I don't know. Let's hope so. Anyhow, moving on to them Star Wars babies. Yeah, making their dreams come true. I've seen 2 of these episodes. Yes.
Yeah.
You all seem to like this
that's
show.
why. Okay.
The only reason I even gave a shit in watching it is because you guys and the terrorists formerly known as Smoking Fat J all like this show. Like, okay, I have not seen anything that proves that, but all right. But I keep going back. All right, you're not wrong. You're
I
not
tell
wrong.
him what my suggestion was?
Anyway,
I suggested that we do a live watch of the episodes so that your dumbass has to sit there and watch it with us, and we have to talk about this shit so that we know, 1, that you watched it, and 2, that we get an honest review on this stuff. Like, I understand that it's been difficult for you, and you are trying with every ounce of your being not to watch this show.
Yeah.
Like, that's very apparent.
Every time I get into another scene, I'm like, God damn it, and I want to throw my remote at the goddamn TV.
So I have been trying to sell.
I like Jude Law, and I like the one-eyed robot. I like the one-eyed robot, and I like Jude Law. So I like two, and I like Star Fox Command, and I like Urkel. Is it Star? Is it literally Star Wolf? Did they just say fuck it, go George Lucas?
No. This is.
I got that. But it said Star Fox. Like we need to check our role just a little bit on that. Come on.
No, but I have very much been trying to sell the idea of starting from the very beginning. Episode 1, we make you watch this episode by episode with us. Episode 1 was
so rough. So unnecessary and so cool.
What?
Oh, God damn it. I don't care what you guys say. Half of that was well written. Half of that was shit. Like, it's, but time will tell. Half I watched it was brilliant. Half that I watched of it was comical shit and says, like, it's just.
Oh.
All right. Yeah. Pretty much. That's pretty much
what is the episode of the other show we've been trying to make him watch?
All right.
Clone Wars?
Yep. Still
there we go. That has to be a live watch.
Well, I also like. Well, I've also been horribly behind. Like, I haven't seen anything new. I just. There are certain things I like to watch around, like the holiday. We're recording this just after the New Year, so if you're watching this, Happy New Year 2025. But I had a. I hadn't gotten through all my holiday watching, so I just watched Scrooged like a couple nights ago. So that's how far behind I am on things. So, but yeah.
Fair.
I had kind of a fascinating experience, like, because I just did Christmas Carol with a bunch of teenagers. Was half the teenagers had never heard of Christmas Carol. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like they were like, what's it about? And I was just like, what do you mean, what the fuck is it about? Like, how did you? the 80s and 90s were just a different time because like you couldn't go anywhere without getting every Christmas was a Christmas Carol bukkake, where like you had 5 fucking movies and specials hitting you all over your whore face every time you wanted to watch a Christmas Carol. Yeah, yeah. I don't live in a huge area. I live in San Jose. It's a population of 1 million. There were 5 fucking theatrical productions going on while ours was. It's like we're a high school, motherfuckers. We're kids, and like there were 5 other full productions going on. It was just like fuck me. So I don't know. Yeah. The name of the
It's
planet, they
at
kept calling it fucking Ad. They kept calling it Ad.
Hang on, I'm looking it up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And these kids make a lot of fucking assumptions. I'm gonna say that right now. I was like, they land on a planet and they're like, "Oh, it's this," and I was like, "Oh, really, motherfucker?" Uh, what's up with the Captain EO kid? Why is that kid, that alien kid, Captain EO? It's buddy. What is that thing? Yeah, sure. Yeah. He's not bad. Episode 4 was Neil heavy. So, they land on a planet of warring kids. Sure. Yeah.
There we go.
It's all
It
at
was
at.
faster than I was. I was trying so hard. Yeah.
I liked the reveal of the robot having subcode in him to kill anybody who comes looking. One that's very
Yeah.
piratey, that's very like pirate setting up a booby trap for somebody going looking for the treasure, which is that's kind of fun. And I like the practical effects that they use with that particular robot. You know, of the writing style of it. Yeah, we heard you. We don't know. I don't know. At 50 fucking times out of his mouth until like, is somebody gonna follow that up? Because he said it 20 times in a 10-minute episode so far. Can we please figure out why the robot knows everything about adamantium? And so it was like that was some of the writing was a little painful for it, but it was like I like that the look of that character, and I like how they like him turning into a booby trap was actually like a cool, fun reveal.
No, I completely agree with that. It was very interesting to watch, and watching how they all had to brave against that to figure out how to stop him and whatnot, but ended up being that an adult here human being had to shut it down.
Real quick, as an outsider to this fucking show, the plot of this show is a group of kids went looking for treasure, and now they're just trying to get their ass home. Right? That is the Star Wars
Yeah.
epic tale we're dealing with. The plot of the
No,
Goonies.
we went with the child attention span
Sure.
of we thought we wanted an adventure, we got an adventure, and we realized, oh, this was not what we thought we wanted.
All right.
This is way too much. We're away from our parents, we're away from everything that's comfortable and what we know. I just want to go home. I'm scared. It's too much. Can I please not be here anymore? Which is a very
Yeah.
much child approach to things. Like, you think you want something until it's given to you, and then you realize, oh, that's not exactly what I thought this was going to be. It's too much for me. I just want to go home where I feel safe.
Yeah. It's on his back, right? Well, no, I actually like it in Star Wars when they use droids, when they throw away droids' power, because the whole reason to go to a clone army was the idea that the droids could be shut down with one massive, with one. It takes one Jar Jar to fucking take out a shit ton of the most badass droids built for killing, built for fucking killing, can be taken out with a Usimisa like falling on them. So it's like I get that every time in Star Wars when we show droids being pieces of shit, I'm actually okay with it because like that just reiterates like, yeah, I don't know, you guys want to grow some fucking humans because we built all this shit and none of this works. So Gungans,
Do
Gungans.
you want to build a stormtrooper?
I get it. They can't shoot. The Gungans have not developed fucking watches. Like they don't. They're using sundials and shit. Like those motherfuckers took out armies. It's the sundial guys.
Built sundials under the water.
Yeah,
Like,
whatever,
that's what
whatever.
they were doing?
Fucking
Yeah,
me
because
happy about this
that
shit.
works
Like fucking.
deep down in the water, the sundials.
Well, we made
Explain to me
them
how that shit works,
we
James.
make them
Come
a
on.
big deal with our bubble water. So fucking Jesus. Those motherfuckers took out a droid army. So after that, you go right. That's Custard. That is Custard. Custard had the option, people, to bring the machine gun, and Custard said, "No, I would not bring the machine gun. It would be a slaughter." And then after that, nobody went to battle without a fucking machine gun. So it's like I get anytime a droid is two times in this show, and I haven't watched much of it, and I've liked even less. Fucking every time they have gotten rid of this droid, it's been like a throwaway joke, and I actually like that, and I actually think that sticks into the Star Wars history of droids are as good as you use them, but they are basically fucking worthless. It's like they are worthless, and
Unless you're Chopper.
yeah, some droids kill more than others.
I just didn't want him to get
Yeah,
discredited.
some droids killing comes easy. All right, like don't worry about it.
Mhm.
Yeah, fucking those Gungans better never be on a ship. Like that's all I'm saying. Chopper don't work on planets. He's a fucking starship droid. You get on a ship, you might be fucking sucked out into an airlock. So yeah, there. I actually watch them to hate their acting. I was like, all right, step up to the plate and be a piece of shit. Like I actually watched two scenes where they tried to, and it was in episode, the one that just happened, episode 6 has a couple of big, those have a couple of big like emotional moments, and it was like, okay, let's see what you got, shithead. Going in to hate it, and they weren't terrible. So yeah, they're not bad. Or, yeah, I've not seen.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. They're not hiding it, man. Like, just lean. It's like, it's fine. Lean into it. Why not? Like, right? His name's fucking Long John Silver. Is what his fucking name is. It's like, it's just, yeah, exactly. Sure, go with that. It just is what
Long
that
John
character.
Servo.
Yeah. I'm okay with Cthulhu showing up in Star Wars. Like, why not? What's he doing? What are you doing, Cthulhu? Like, fucking get out there, take some calls, do some
What
meetings, get
what
in
about
Star
the
Wars.
Jabba twin?
Like, fucking, are people even going to the Mount
We got a
Madness
hut.
anymore? Like, no, they're not. Like, fucking get in Star Wars, Cthulhu. Get out there. You got a network. You got to network.
Well, we got a legit hut twin because he had the tattoo.
Yeah.
Wait. What was your argument against him not being a twin?
You know, it's kind of
I know, but he
discriminatory on
has
your.
the tattoo. That's what makes him legit. Okay.
You know.
Well, now I have to go back to my freaking notes, which I left on my desk at work
I also,
because I had an argument for this,
I
and
also think it's a little racist on
don't
your
have it
part
with
that
me.
you think Huts are all just gangsters and rich people. You know, did Sopranos not teach us anything? Sopranos was a show about how it's a horrible stereotype that Italians are just gangsters. Soprano is an Italian show about gangsters, and so like, which was fucking great that was its moral message. That like, how dare you think that? Yeah, I'm running scams. Yeah. Yeah, all Huts are gangsters. Fine, fine. Take that. Just man. Hey, your room is
Anyways,
not Star
moving
Wars.
on.
If you don't believe
I'll
me, I'll
come
tell
back
the
to that
same
argument eventually.
Sure. Oh, nice. That's somebody getting like you don't need to go that extra. You don't need to go. You can just have a pit and just have them dropping it. Like that's kind of nice that that person put in their time and attention into their trap. Of like, yeah, no, I'm gonna really fucking no. Let me set up this whole thing. It's gonna levitate them into the spikes. Enough pressure will be guaranteed. Like, oh, we should let gravity of the natural
It'll be
planet.
strong enough that like they stay up there.
Yeah,
Stay out there.
I
That's what they are now.
but I gotta say I'm okay with the artistic touch to the traps. Your trap person has such a artistic eye for things. Wonderful.
But we're taking Indiana Jones to the next,
Yeah.
level.
But and he yelled out, "Not my cock!" And it was such a weird moment. Like he yelled that out. I was like, "Good lord!" It was like I thought this was Star Wars babies. What did he mean by not my cock? So, I just got to images of pirate me trying to dip my cock in it. My God, that's wonderful. So yeah, nice.
That was so Aladdin. It was insane. And the fact that he was like, "Don't touch anything," and I was like, "Are you kidding me right now? This is way too over the top." Like, I get that we're Disney property, but that's insanity. Oh no! Oh shit! Yeah, no, that's fair. I didn't know you were gonna tap that far back into my memories and just fuck me up real quick.
We don't we
That's
don't we
unfair.
don't bring up Return to Oz enough. Like I'm
Jesus
so
fucking
glad we
tits.
got to bring up Return to Oz. Oh, good lord.
So at what point are we gonna fuck up our child and let them watch that
And,
shit?
and honestly, that's how it feels about Return to Oz. Return to Oz feels like spanking, right? Like, hey, we had to endure it, so you got to endure it. Like, it feels like passing the beating, where it's like, oh man, yeah, oh poor kids, you got to watch Return to Oz.
Okay, that's fair. Uh, not now. I don't. Oh my God.
Yeah. Hmm.
I'm done. Yeah.
So what do you think
Mm.
he is? Do you think he's a Jedi? Do you think he's a Sith? What do you think? Hmm. Okay.
From the secret chair. What?
Yeah, not without guessing.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely the kid picking up the lightsaber the wrong direction. That makes sense. Like, he's just excited there's a lightsaber. He has no idea which direction that goes. So he's super thrilled about that. And the kids fighting about the fact, well, not fighting about, but being sad about the fact that an adult is challenging them and they're like, we're just kids. Like, why are you giving us a hard time about this? Like, what are we supposed to do in this situation? Like, you're really going to challenge us with pirate rules on how we're supposed to deal with this situation? And the kids are just like, yeah, no, we don't know what to do with this information. And so eventually, yes, they concede, but only because they have no idea how to deal with the whole situation. But that kid pulling out the like pull the lever cronk sort of thing to go down, like I feel like that's something our kid would do. Like, hey, we got to get out of here, and I remember this thing does this thing. Let's do that and see where we end up, sort of thing. Like that makes sense for these kids. So
All right, I'll watch. I'll fucking watch episode 5. I watched episode fucking 4 and 6. They weren't bad. They just weren't like were. Yeah.
They weren't episode 1.
Yeah, episode 1 was fucking rough. Like, good lord, I didn't make it through it, but I made it through episodes 4 and 6. So and most of 3. Yeah. So I guess we can talk about episode 6. Like it's interesting setup. Again, as somebody who has not watched this full show, it very much felt like this is just Treasure Island in space, which is now Disney. That's just Treasure Planet. So it very much felt kind of in that vein, where it's like Captain Long John's fucking Silver here, who might be Jedi, Sith, whatever, or unaligned, is in it for himself, and is trying to manipulate everybody so that he can come out on top, which is uh, not a bad sort of thing to do in the story. And I want to say this about this episode: there's a bunch of like moments for the kids in this episode, and I watched it with haterade. I watched it with like, all right, show me what you got, fuckos, because like, oh, it's such forced drama. Fuck you guys, it's such forced drama of like. No, if these were real kids and they really wanted to go home, they would not be fighting right before they got on the goddamn plane. You know, they would be like, "No, we need to get on the plane. I gotta go home." Like that would be more real if you're trying to go that vein with it. But for them to have manufactured sort of fights here and there, I was kind of watching with a bit of hatery, but they were, yeah, the kids are decent actors. Like each one of the kids isn't bad. Not in, it's hard to count in fucking Captain EO face, elephant face, but it's like you do all right. But the other kids are fine. They're fine actors. They're not pieces of shit. They don't suck. So that's good. You're not piece of shit, says James Cope. Fucking put that fucking put it on a poster. You're good. You're good. So that ain't bad. Like that's not bad. You're not a piece of
Congratulations,
shit.
you're not pieces of shit.
You can be proud of some stuff. God damn it. These kids ain't pieces of shit. What are you doing here? Huh? What are you talking about? Skeleton crew here. These kids are not pieces of shit. So there you go. It's all fucking. That's the review.
Written right here.
Yeah.
On the last episode we just watched. Uh, I'm intrigued because they left it on a good cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to see what happens next. I think they've been doing a really good job of making sure that we want to watch the next episode. I know James will say, I don't give a fuck about it.
I'm gonna watch it. I'll watch it, but it's like also like the reveal of hiding a ship in a ship is both brilliant and the dumbest shit ever. Like okay, like so I'll take a step back, and the fact that there was a ship hiding in the ship is both like a genius idea and the dumbest, fucking laziest, stupid shit ever. Like that is, I don't know what that is, but it was that was interesting. How about that? Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, but it is both a brilliant idea and the dumbest fucking idea. What does the ship blow up into? Another ship. God damn it! Like Jenkins, you're a goddamn genius. All right, let's go home. So fucking like it's like that's the dumbest, laziest shit ever. But it also kind of yeah. It does. It blows the hole. Like they didn't lie to us. Yep.
It's a Russian nesting doll of ships.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a Chekhov's gun that went bang. Like the bang came out. Like it is a Chekhov's gun of like I did the part, motherfucker. Good night. And so it's like, yeah, you did. We didn't expect it to be that. So your ship was a ship. All right, cool. Yeah, yeah. Well, I was thinking
Mm.
the Cloud City guy, right? Yeah, it's
Yeah. No, no, no. This is a reference to Lobot specifically. And they were very meticulous about the fact that they made sure that we understood that this was a derivative of that. And they wanted us to see deeper into that character and reference that a bit more and understand it more so that that Lobot was a bigger piece of the universe than we'd given it credit for. An android. Yes. Yeah.
whatever. It's a universe with space magic where Palpatine like survived a planet crashing on his head. Like, we're good. We're good. Whatever you want to say, just fucking say it. It doesn't matter. It does not matter.
Yeah, and you can melt down robot parts to repair
Yeah,
your
sure.
brain.
It don't fucking matter. It does not matter. Just fucking give us a good story and give us good characters, and it would be nice if things moved at a Star Wars pace, which is not in this fucking show at all. But that's okay. I every time they stop to argue about some bullshit that doesn't matter to anything or anybody, or it's the most masturbating moment in all of cinema. Is these kids arguing with each other? I will say this: they're not they don't suck. The kids don't suck. Like the dialogue does, the force fights do, but they're all right. I don't know. Yeah,
The kids are all right.
kids are all right. Kids are all right.
Mm-hmm.
And Phil, yeah, and Phil Tippett, fucking return Death's phone calls, will you? Jesus, Jesus, you remember him because you were there, Phil. So like, maybe it's time to let those rings go to whoever is next, who probably is 80. By the way, like the next guy in line behind you is fucking 80 because you still haven't fucking died. Good Lord. Work is work. Exactly. It's like Phil. We don't hate you. We love you, Phil. You're crazy. You're nuts. You're. There's not a lot of guys in the stop motion game that can make it work. And you made it work more times than you didn't. And that's me being also nice because like some of we love Phil Tippett. Some of his stuff is still shit. But some of it's fucking rock star amazing shit. Having said that, I fell in love with you when I was like 6, and I'm gonna be 47 soon. So it's like you've been around a minute, Phil. You've been here for like doing shit. It's been a while since RoboCop 1. Back when you were 50, during RoboCop 1. Not the remake, folks. You were thinking of the remake, which was when Phil was fucking 80. So, which I'm sure he did. He consulted on that. But now that he's 1,000 years old and fucking half Ed 209 when he walks into a room, maybe it's time somebody else does it, Phil. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay.
He's
They're
the
gonna be
next
okay.
Methuselah. Leave him alone.
I'm not attacking. I'm with Phil. I am with Phil in wanting him to go like, hey, at 1,000 years old, maybe it's time to pass this fucking torch I would not let go of.
Phil will be done when he's killed by one of his own creations. At the head of one of his own creations is when Phil will be done.
Whenever Phil does die, I do want like the fucking the Batman Returns penguin off with like stop motion creatures showing up and carrying Phil away
into the ocean.
Exactly. After the 10,000 years he was alive that he did work for them, so I would hope they would show a little respect.
With the T-Rex roaring in the background behind them.
Yeah. I met Phil in his 60s.
RoboCop 87.
What was he younger than 40 in any of our lives? I don't think so.
Like that was the thing that
he was just born at like 45.
For perspective for everybody at home, RoboCop was 1987.
So the people watching at home, you're watching a bunch of geeks. So we like behind the scenes makings of. So we would like, oh wow, RoboCop's a good movie. Let's watch behind the scenes making. How they do it to it? We'd see this old guy named Phil. It's like I've been doing this. It's like cool. And then we flash forward. We're like now teenagers. We're going through stuff. Wow, this Jurassic Park movie sure is swell. Don't you think it's swell, Matthew? And it's like, oh, that old guy from the other thing, he did this. And it's like, wow. 50 years later, we're like, hey, did you see that new show?
Star Wars
with
show?
That fucking 50-year-old when we were 5? Yeah, Phil Dever. So, yeah.
Oh.
It's not age shame.
What a wonderful tangent.
I'm saying, pass the torch, goddamn it, Palpatine. God damn you, Palpatine. Like, why are you still here?
James. Somehow Phil Tippett survived.
Somehow Phil Tippett survived. So, Jesus.
The episode 9 was just a retelling of Phil Tippett's life story.
Oh my God.
He's lived. He's created versions of himself and it's just carried his soul into each one.
And sadly, Phil Tippett, 2 stars. Like, that's what sucks. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the end, man. It doesn't matter. Pass that goddamn torch, Phil.
And now we're caught up. Skeleton Crew, everybody. Skeleton Crew. James Crow's favorite show up on TV right now.
Yeah. What are we grading this out of?
5.
What many?
This is out of 5. We're doing
out of 5. I would give this a 2.5, which is higher than I would think I would give it. But the 2 episodes I watched were pointless but entertaining.
Okay. Phil Tippett's alive.
Kind of like watching you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. You're not wrong.
I want James Cope just to become an official critic for Rotten Tomatoes. That way nothing gets 100% ever.
Nothing ever. I really like Good Omens season 1, season 2.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I am giving it a 4 overall for the 3 episodes. Like I said, episode 4, mix of a filler, and you get a lot of good stuff at the end of the episode that I'm just hoping for the entire time. But like the war-torn version of the planet with that, all right. So to me, that episode seemed like Gulliver's Travels. The part of this Gulliver's Travels story that you don't know because all you know is him and Lilliput. There's a point where he goes and he gets involved in a war in a kingdom where the war is about whether the egg should be cracked from the top or the bottom. That's what the fucking war is about, and that seems like that's what the war is about on this planet. So
take that, you bunch of geeks! You forgot fantasy and sci-fi sucks most of the time.
You didn't forget.
Most of the time, it's a pile of shit. We just gotta eat it.
You didn't fucking read it. All you know is the one part.
Read how shitty that piece of shit was.
All you know is the one part that everybody knows, because that's the only interesting part that appears in Gulliver's Travels. Anyway.
Poser.
But episodes 5 and 6 are really enjoyable. I did enjoy them. I enjoyed where we're going with the story. I enjoyed that we're 2 episodes left, and it seems like we have a conclusion that we're going to reach naturally and not fully be wondering, well, we're going to wrap a lot of stuff up in this last episode. So, no, we're going towards a conclusion. Yes, we know what the conclusion is because we've all seen a version of Treasure Island. But, hey, you know what? If it worked in the past, it works still. Also, give the Muppets more work in...
If it ain't broke, don't fix
give the Muppets
it.
more work in retelling of classic novels.
Yeah, and it's also like, that is Star Wars, isn't it? Like, Star Wars is kind of taking the old and washing it off, making it new again. It's Buck Rogers. It's Wizard of Oz. It's all these things.
Yep.
So
and they're just throwing it in space.
Yeah. We can say
and so
space everything.
Yeah, that works.
Space pirates.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Miranda? Your grade?
It turns out that Jared was a Phil Tepper animatronic. We didn't want to talk about it. We didn't want to talk about it, but now that we're being interviewed by the FBI about Jared's whereabouts, Jared was first conceived by Phil Tepper, and that's there we go. Now that we've gone first over, how are we rating this?
Just to write a random side project one day to let get loose.
Well, I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. I feel like it's pulling from a lot of things that are nostalgic for a lot of people, which makes it fun. It's giving us the feel of a lot of shows and movies that we all enjoyed. And I feel like it's enjoyable for a newer generation, which is cool. Because I don't think this show is catered towards us specifically. It's not. It's like the rest of you all watching Miss Marvel and trying to give it a proper score and giving it.
That's a valid.
Like,
that is a valid.
This
point.
is unrelatable to me because I'm not a young teenage girl.
Also, I'm not racist. I love the Muslim people.
Yeah. But it's also like what
I wasn't trying to bring that up. God damn
I went and saw the Barbie movie, and to
Jared
me,
was
the
trying to
Barbie
bring it up in New Orleans.
Yeah, exactly. Jared went to New Orleans to try to get his message across, but he's honking his horn on his truck and everything. Nobody heard. But it's like,
is it his horn or is it when he honks it? It just kind of blows up. I don't understand.
It was one of those things. I don't know. I can't keep track of that crazy person's life. Your Honor. So, but it's I'm okay with things not being I went and saw the Barbie movie, and the first thing that killed me was hey, do you guys ever think about death? When Barbie says that, I was like, oh my God, they made a movie about existentialism, or what does it mean to be alive? They did not. They didn't really. That was my hope because I was projecting on it what it was. Movie wasn't really for me. The movie was an examination of what it's like to kind of be marketed to by these companies for being born one sex or another, and there's still a place for that sort of movie. A lot of people saw it and had that. When I watched the movie, I was just disappointed because it was in my opinion, you had a much stronger story that you didn't examine. And so it's like talking about like, oh, the Miss Marvel stuff. Yeah, if some shows will not be made for us or we won't find an interest in it, that doesn't mean they don't have value. They weren't something we were interested in. And I think that's actually
fine. But the two things you're talking about are two totally separate arguments that I don't even want to get into right now.
Fair enough.
I was trying to make a totally
yeah.
different
But like
point.
the idea that like not everything is for everybody.
I am biting my tongue right now.
Yeah.
So so yeah, I
you
think
you're meeting Jared
for
up next week. Talk about some philosophical things, right?
Yeah.
So, but yes, I think as a child watching this show and this being catered to a different audience than us as wholly too old adults for watching this, it's probably super fun and exciting and intriguing. And they're not looking for all the different plot holes that we're looking for and all of the different ridiculousness that we're trying to break apart and take into bite-sized pieces. I think just on a whole, as an interesting and intriguing modern tale of Treasure Planet and all those other things we keep referencing, it's a fun time.
Yeah.
So if we take it from that standpoint, that's why I'm giving it a 4.5, is because it's not supposed to be for over 40-year-old adults who are watching this show, giving it a critical Star Wars tear apart analysis.
Isn't that what Star Wars is, though? Just doing tear aparts and everything? Star Wars is all about...
Not for this specific
Star Wars is all
show.
about the fans fighting each other, right?
Yeah.
Not for a skeleton crew. It's written for the younger audiences.
So was Star Wars. George Lucas.
But so Star Wars movies and other things like that. So
it's so hard because
your
like,
rebels and your acolytes and all that other stuff.
the Star Wars,
that's written for your adults.
Yeah.
This is not written for adults.
The Star Wars fan base gets such a bad light because they're like a bunch of haters. They hate everything. God damn it, you can't please these motherfuckers. And to be fair, George Lucas hated Star Wars. Like, he changed it when he like had more money. He was like, I'm gonna re-release it and redo it. Like, so like all of Star Wars fandom, including the creator of Star Wars, hates Star Wars. I don't know why. We all love it, but we have this sort of like hate for it. I think it just means a different thing to so many different people. And that becomes kind of the fun thing in exploring doing stuff. But a fandom that has such passionate people that both love and hate it becomes exciting for like what sort of content could you make for them. Yeah, this just doesn't seem to entertain any sort of like thing for me.
Sorry, I'm just plugging my laptop in because apparently it's getting low.
She's on the bed.
I am not falling out of the bed. I am trying to find my charger for my laptop. Give me 2 seconds.
Well, anyway. So So next.
What do we think so far? Did we rate this Star Wars babies? I'm drunk, so I don't know.
You rated it 2.5, James. You actually gave it a.
There you go, excellent. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I do not remember.
Your score's on the screen, you nerd.
I do remember.
2.5. There it is.
There we go.
I will say I'm gonna pull. The only thing I'm gonna pull from tonight is that Jared might be a creation of Phil Tepper. That's the only thing I'm gonna pull from tonight is that Jared, who clearly has committed horrific crimes, we do a podcast with.
You discredited him earlier, and now you're taking that all back?
No. I'm saying that's the only thing I'm going to remember from tonight is that he both.
His alcohol-addled memory is basically only going to pull one thing, and it's the last thing he said, which was Jared is a creation of Phil Tippett.
Have you ever not see him not move kind of like that? It's like stuff like that. Like he does. Go back and watch Canoodle fans. I'm ordering you to go back and watch every episode. You're gonna see it.
Oh, anyway.
Asked us to fucking disarm. We had 10 seconds to comply. If we didn't comply, what was gonna happen?
Chucky, stop talking.
Oh, God, anyway. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that'll about do it for us here today because there's no point in making James talk about anything else right now.
Not
I'm
at
so
this
glad
point.
we got RoboCop references in this. Like, this episode's been a fucking mess. Jared, stop killing people and please come home. But I'm so glad we got all the RoboCop references we did.
Oh, join us next week when we talk.
I feel like this is a more fun episode than we've had in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
So
Join us next week when we talk about Skeleton Crew episode 7 and the season finale of Creature Commandos. Also, because again, I'm not going to force James to talk about it right now, we'll talk about the Superman trailer, which is now like 4 weeks old. So in our world, we're basically way past the.
No. And I'll tell you, I'll make a statement right now. Batman v Superman. Batman. I don't give a shit about anything since Batman v Superman. It was for us older geeks. Some of us were broken by episode 1. Episode 1's trailer got you so fucking rock hard excited that there was no way this movie was gonna suck. And then the movie was whatever you took that movie to be. That's the nicest way I can word that.
So when are we going to talk about What If?
I will wait till after next week because we won't have Creature Commandos to talk about. So James, you got 2 weeks to watch the 8 episodes of What If.
All right.
So
I'll get on.
They're good.
The
last 2 are awesome.
All right, I'll check it out. But the Batman v Superman trailer is the last trailer I saw where I was like, my God, they did it. You fucking did it. And if you're watching this in the future, like, I've seen Batman v Superman, that's a pile of shit. Yeah. I saw that trailer and I was so like, my God, art on film. Thank you, Hollywood. Here's my $10. I cannot wait. Yeah, also, if you're watching it, it's now, I know it's $180 for a movie ticket now, but back then it was
How far in
fucking.
the future are people watching this?
Yeah. Well, like they're trapped in cells created by Amazon, so they don't have a choice anymore. So they just have to watch Canoodle episodes in the new environment. Yep. That's the new law. So what I would say is that Batman v Superman, that trailer was so perfect. It had in the trailer there's call outs to Frank Miller's drawing of The Dark Knight Returns. Mm-hmm. In it, there's an explanation for how the world would have taken the end of Superman, Man of Steel, which a lot of us who are hardcore old geeks did not like Man of Steel because it was too violent to be a Superman picture. And like they set up so many things that were like, oh my fucking God, there's no way this movie's gonna suck. It's made by artists that care and they are brilliant and nothing can go wrong. And oh my God, it all went fucking wrong. Like it was the biggest comical pile of shit. So I don't care about the Superman trailer. It's very congratulations. Hey, Superman's on the screen. Oh, what a donkey's here. I couldn't give a shit. I will watch the movie and then I will rate it on its merits. Fuck you and your trailers.
Matthew,
I've been manipulated
too many times. This, and this is what happened.
Yeah, I paid too many times for sex and got a jerk off. Like I am not doing it again.
He's intoxicated, and you brought up something and thought he wouldn't try to go off on a tangent.
All I got out of this was that James said that he respected Zack Snyder at the time he saw the trailer for Batman v Superman.
Yes, I did. I fucking did. That's how desperate the world is.
That's enough said. No, so we'll talk about What If after the week after next, because we only have Skeleton Crew at that point in time. And then coming up at the end of the month, James Cope, are you ready for some Spider-Man?
What Spider-Man?
Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the animated one that Disney is putting out.
Oh,
the one that originally said it was going to be canon.
Send him the trailer. It's really good.
The one that said it was going to be canon is now no longer canon to the MCU. It now takes place in a different universe. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh,
we'll see.
Can I do the thing at the end of the episode right now?
Do it.
Deuces.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. This is fine. I'll watch it. As always, I am Luigi Mangione.
I'm a Luigi man. That's how you
Jesus
enunciate.
Christ. That's not how you do that. I'm Luigi Mangione. Peace out.
Thank you. See y'all next week.